On this week's show,
I've got some gaming news.
Yay!
We're taking applicants for the I Hate Iris West Club.
You know, if we're not on the same page, Barry, people could die. Metaphorically.
Also, Netflix releases the date for the Punisher thing. It's 17th of November. My brother says, fucking called it.
And I'm sorry, Nige. I really don't want to do this, but I have to. This week I talk about Star Trek Discovery.
Dick.
Stay tuned!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers, geezers, gamers, geeks alike. It's this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast, and not forgetting those people who think they are wheelbarrows. There you go, you're happy, Keith. You're fucking happy. This intro's getting fucking longer. Madams and Mademoiselles next week. Missions, Madams and Mademoiselles.
We need to acknowledge all people. We are an inclusive podcast. Yeah.
An equals opportunity offender.
No. We're an exclusive podcast. It's cool. Cool people are exclusive. You know? Exclusive content, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast. Now, as always, I've got my stall on all these podcasting journeys. It's Nigel. How you doing, Nigel?
Oh, yeah.
Groovy. Excellent. And I've got my... Oh, look at my lovely drone! It's so amazing! I love my drone. Every fucking day on Facebook, it's Keith. Say hello, Keith.
I thought you don't bother looking at Facebook.
No, I looked at Facebook before I came on, and then I looked at all the posts you made across the week.
Oh, I've been away for the weekend and done lots of droning.
You fucking... Everyone knows about your droning, Keith.
Yeah, you just go on and on.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to be droning on enough today. I'm pissed.
Oh, God. So
Okay,
it's headphones
right.
off time for me, is it?
All right, okay. So this week we'll be running down the Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, DC Legends tomorrow, Return to Sky 1. So Nigel wasn't here for the conversation last week, so we're going to have a recap over that and see how Nigel got on with watching those bits. I've got some gaming news for us to go over. Keith this week wants to talk about Star Trek Discovery, and he wants a fucking bitch and a moan. I'll be frank with you, I want to talk about one topic, and then I think I was fucking done with it. Okay? Let me say it again. I think I was fucking done with it, Keith. Alright?
No, you're never going to be done with it. I know I've got to bring it up, and I know it's me bringing it up this week, but I'm pissed about it. I am seriously fucking angry about it. I've spent 5 hours, episode 5, 5 hours watching this bloody show, and I'm pissed because they are doing the mirror universe, which really annoys me.
Keith, I haven't finished fucking introducing that yet.
Oh, go on then.
I thought that was a segue.
I didn't think that was a segue.
I thought that was a really professional segue, but clearly not.
To the bit, basically what he's annoyed about.
Yeah, I know, but I can't annoy him if I don't stop him and make him hold on until the end of the fucking episode. How does that work? You know this, Nige. Yeah. And also I wanted to add into, Nige is doing lots of, oh my god looks over the fucking video feed. Which no one's going to see because it's a sodding podcast. It's really annoying. I think we might have to go to video in the future for this so we can have... They'll probably all have to record your own video streams. But yes, anyway, I want to go through some gaming news, yeah? Because I received a direct complaint about our podcast. And the complaint was we don't do enough video game stuff.
And who complained? Who complained?
Barbecue.
Outland.
Barbecue. Barbecue complained. We all know the code name for barbecue, so...
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh, yes. Yes, he actually said that to me.
He said that to me
two direct complaints.
I was talking about him last night because my wife was doing a barbecue at this place we stayed at, and I said, I know somebody that takes barbecue incredibly seriously, and he would have been impressed at this. You did a very good job, darling. I mean, I was buttering him up a little bit, but...
Was she using Richmond sausages, by the way?
No, she was not. She went all the way to the market, bought fresh pork, and then she had some skin, and she rubbed salt into it, and then barbecued the skin properly, crackling and everything. She put little herbs and being Thailand, but bit of chili because they have to put fucking chili
I don't
on
know
it.
what
Welcome to Barbecue Monthly.
Yeah, I don't know. Why
Jesus.
this turned into a fucking cookery show.
He's
But
bitching about not enough gaming news, so I'm giving him what he wants. I'm giving the punters what they want, mate.
No, you're giving.
They don't want
you're giving
that. They want
barbecue.
games.
He's rubbing his crotch right now because we're talking about barbecue. You know he is.
He listens in the car, so he doesn't tend to rub his crutch because I know how he changes gears. All right, we both know how he changes gears
Why do you know?
Fiercely.
because
Fiercely.
he's
He
driven
has-
my car.
He has
Several
misgrabbed
Is that a euphemism?
misgrabbed the gear stick every so often.
Okay. Anyway, I want to do some gaming news. We haven't done some gaming news in a while. I want to do some gaming news, and it starts off with some fucking tragic gaming news. All right. I like Dead Space. Dead Space came out in 2007. It was fucking a great game. It really was. Came out around about Halloween time, so it's about this time it came out. So it's just shy of its 10-year anniversary of Dead Space. That is, and EA has shut the bastards down. Okay. Now Visceral were working on a new Star Wars game with Amy Hennig from Uncharted. So she's the one who was in the first 3 games that they were doing. And now that those 3 games were done, she moved over and started working with EA on this. Anyway, they apparently did some tests, and they looked at the tests, and they went, "We don't like this," and then they shut it fucking down, and then they shifted it all to fucking EA Montreal. Now, there's a joke going around that EA just fucking buys companies and destroys them. And I saw a list of these. These are the guys who did Red Alert. Remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're gone.
Yeah.
Bullfrog. Remember Bullfrog?
Yeah.
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 They're gone. Yeah, literally, all these companies gone.
Didn't Bullfrog make Theme Hospital?
Yep. They're gone. I think the ones behind SimCity, Maxis, gone.
Maxis, yeah. Are they?
Yeah, they're gone.
Oh yeah,
they're
Sim
gone.
City. Yeah, but Maxis kind of deserved it after that.
No,
Abysmal.
because they were. No, hang on a second. They were being interfered with by EA. This is what happens. Yeah, you can see it in the what do you call it? The Dead Space franchise. The first game, Dead Space, brilliant there because they were left alone to do their own thing. The second one, it was an improvement on that. The third one, EA then turned around and goes, "Oh, the third one, huh?" So they went, right, okay, we want microtransactions in there, and it needs to be more action orientated, and they turned around and goes, "It's a horror game. Why does it need to be more action orientated? It needs to be scary." Yeah, and I remember playing the first EA game with my brother at my previous house, and it scared the shit out of us. And I played the third one, and I had to turn the fucking lights off to get even slightly scared over the bloody game. And they ruined it, basically. So, I don't like this. I want Visceral to come back and do Dead Space 4. So,
I mean, I thought they killed the people behind Red Alert and Command and Conquer yonks ago.
they did do. I'm just saying these are people that they've killed off. Because they killed them off, they killed Bullfrog off, they killed Maxis off, they killed... I can't remember who else they killed off. The Visceral, but there's loads of people they've just killed off and killed off and killed off. And it's just got to the point it's ridiculous. Do not sign up with Thingy. I've got a feeling that Respawn Entertainment, their next game will be a game that will be very EA involved. Yeah, it won't do as well as they want. They'll be shifted onto another set of projects, and then shortly killed off after. So Respawn Entertainment, I give 3 years of life to. And what do you call it? Titanfall 2, fucking fabulous.
Oh yes. Yeah, sorry, I just googled. I literally went companies killed by, and Google went EA. Yeah. Number 1 on the list, Maxis, like you say, Sims. And didn't they do SimCity as well?
Yes, that's right.
So
because SimCity was the one that got them killed off.
Yeah, SimCity was when it released. I had bought that. It was an absolute shitfest. Nothing worked. I just waited 2 weeks to be able to play it. Mythic Entertainment.
They
won't
did
know it.
Did they do Dungeon Keeper? No, Mythic. Who did
Dark
they?
Age of Camelot.
Oh,
Which
Nigel, your favourite game.
It was my favourite game. They actually, it was founded. Mythic was founded in 1995 when the game came out. And then they bought them over in 2006, and that's when things started going to shit. To be fair,
yeah,
and it shut down in 2014. Bullfrog, like you say, Dungeon
Yeah.
Keeper and Syndicate.
Yeah, that's the ones I was thinking of.
Origin Systems.
Never heard of them, but I imagine they were pretty
Star
good before.
Citizen.
So basically,
Star Citizen.
BioWare's going to die. That's
Ultima
another one.
and Wing Commander.
Oh, God,
Do you remember that? Westwood Studios.
They were the ones responsible for the Red Alert games.
Command and Conquers. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they did something. Did they do a RPG at one point? Oh, maybe not. DICE. DreamWorks Interactive.
That, yeah, because that
Los
DICE.
Angeles. So
Los
DreamWorks
Angeles.
Dice is still going.
No, DICE Europe is still going. DICE West or whatever it was.
Yeah, so...
But wasn't Dice a Swedish company anyway? I mean, I've been to Dice's headquarters in Sweden.
Yeah, no, what they're saying here, they're confusing things with images and stuff. The studio was closed, DreamWorks was closed in 2013, and Medal of Honor was halted and were absorbed by DICE, and DICE became Los Angeles. It became DICE Los Angeles.
Okay.
Right, so then you've got one that I've never heard of, Phenomic, spelt with a PH. Spellforce? Is that some RTS game?
Nah.
Spellforge and Battleforge. Also did Command & Conquer Triberium. Black Box Games. Behind
they ring a bell.
Need for Speed and Skate.
That's why they ring a bell.
Okay.
Pandemic.
Yeah, I remember Pandemic last. They were the ones. No, we played that game, that silly game, Mercenaries. Yeah. Mercenaries 3 on the PS3. Where literally we could drop nukes and shit on each other.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
They were the creators of the original Star Wars Battlefront games as well.
Is that how DICE got it afterwards?
Potentially, yeah.
Battlefront 2 was quite cool.
Playfish, they actually made The Sims Social. And NuFX, NuFX, behind NBA Street. Bought in 2004, closed in 2007.
Yeah, so if you're a developer, don't fucking do everything dealing with AI. It's not good. Here's another one.
Maybe not there's anything more up to date, but yeah.
Here's a good one. You've been playing South Park Fractured Butthole, haven't you?
I've probably only clocked up about 2 and a bit hours.
Yeah, but out of us, you've played more than any of us too, because
I've heard of the game, but what platform are you playing it on?
PS4.
Oh, did you buy it then?
Yeah.
No, he stole it.
How much did
you
No, is it an expensive game or is it like indie game price?
It's a normal game.
No, yeah, it was 40 something quid from Amazon.
I didn't know you were a South Park fan. You bought... Wow.
Well, I like RPGs.
Yeah.
More than any other sort of game. And I did watch clips of the first South Park game, Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
And I actually really liked the way the combat was done and the RPG elements, like building your characters, go around collecting shit, that sort of exploration sort of thing. And it looked really back to basics, but really well done, and it really did look like a South Park. South Park really.
The clip
so
size...
this one.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. This one, they've taken the "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" approach to things, which is perfect, in my opinion. And the combat, I think they've expanded on it a little bit from before, and you've got various classes and whatnot that you can choose from, and it's basically the South Park kids playing as superheroes.
Yeah, I mean, Cartman's the coon, isn't he?
Cartman is called the Coon, as in the raccoon. And I said this to you, every time he speaks, I picture you, Keith.
Well, I know. I mean, I know that Eric Cartman's based on me. But
every time, it just makes me laugh. I can't, even if he's saying something normal.
As a bit of trivia for you, the game, they launched an episode just before they launched every game. So the first one was about them dressing up as sort of Lord of the Ring-esque characters, wasn't it? or they were mimicking some movie in the first game, because there was this
Lord of the Rings, maybe.
Yeah, there was 2 episodes where they were doing like wizard hunting and everything else. And we've had Eric Cartman as the Coon throughout the last 5 or 6 seasons, but they had an episode recently called The Coon, where they attacked Facebook, and it was featuring the Coon and friends. I mean, they brilliantly basically said don't use social media. They attacked social media as only South Park can, and they have Mark Zuckerberg. But I knew that the game must be coming soon, because the game is based around the Coon. Does it have Butters' character as what's he called?
Professor Chaos.
Professor Chaos, yeah, because it's Professor Chaos creating fake news on Facebook, basically saying that the Coon and friends suck cocks and everything and all that like this, and it was posting it on Facebook. So they couldn't get their obligatory Netflix series, because they were saying that Netflix just greenlight everything. And every time they call up Netflix, it goes, "Hi, this is Mark from Netflix. You're greenlit."
Yes.
But
Yeah.
the game is expanding on the Coon character again, I'm assuming.
I reckon so. Yeah, and there's like obviously you played the new kid again, and you have to get in there with Cartman and his mates. And I think Butters, I think he's only popped up once, but he's wearing like a helmet, a little bit like Magneto.
Yeah, but made of tinfoil.
Yeah, made of tinfoil.
It's brilliant.
And he just go over a social media thing going, I've placed basically they've got red Lego bricks, and they've placed it around the place, and he's gone, I've placed lava in places, and it's red Lego bricks, right? So obviously the kids' imagination are like, oh my god, if we touch that, we're gonna die. You know, you sort of like, you're in the middle of a fight, and this is where they sort of like blur the lines between what's actually happening in reality and what's going on in their imagination. So you're in the middle of a fight and stuff, and then you hear and there's a bloke driving up in his car going, "Get out of the fucking road, you stupid kids!" And they scoot off the road, going back to normal mode, going back to reality. And then the car goes past, going, "Yeah, get out of it." Yeah, goes past, and then they go back to the fight, go back into the zone, and back into their imaginary world again. So, yeah, I like the way they do that. Actually, I haven't had too many instances, but they do use the kids' imagination as they would in South Park, I feel.
Fair enough.
It's really good. It's really good so far. But obviously, like I say, I've only done 2 hours, so I can't really give a big old critique or.
But it's role playing with lots of sort of video bits intersecting.
I don't think there's too much video bits. They've got like the main control. So if you want to go into the menu is an iPad, and you select different apps for the different things that you want to do, like crafting, or they've got social media. It's like Twitter, but it's I can't remember what they call it, Coonsphere or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to go up to people, have a selfie, and then they follow you and whatnot, like that sort of thing. It's a bit of a nonsense thing to get more followers and stuff, to get people involved in the cause. I don't really see the purpose of that yet, but you use basically an iPad, and each menu part is an app, which is, fitting for today's outside real life thing, because there's an app for everything. So far, yeah, it's all right. It's worth a play. I don't know quite how long the game is, but some of the it's got all the characters, all the voices are voiced by normal people, I would imagine. So I haven't met anyone yet who sounds a bit off, if you know what I mean. So they haven't got somebody else in to do the voice. So it's almost like you're playing an extended, long version of South Park episode, like whoosh, all the way through. And if you like South Park, it's probably for you, mate.
Well, I watched the videos of the first one, and it was based around one of the episodes that I saw, which was hilarious. And I love the Coon. I think that all the Coon episodes have been just genius. I mean, they even explain Kenny's dying and coming back as his superhero power. In a Coon episode, and that's his power.
What's the disabled kid with the two crutches? Is it Timmy?
Oh, no, Timmy's the autistic one.
Or Jimmy?
Jimmy. It's Jimmy. Jimmy has the power of speed.
He has the power of speed.
He's like the Flash. Yeah,
yeah.
That's new.
He's got the Flash. He's got the Flash earphones and stuff.
Yeah.
And what they use him for, I've just unlocked it, is when he joins your team. Well, it's as and when you get him in your team, you unlock fast points. So fast travel points. So from one part of a map to another part of the map, you use the Jimmy fast travel. So that's how they use him.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
As well. But he's also a character that you can control during battles.
So they launched this episode was on like 2 weeks ago. So they've obviously taken the episode and then they released the game straight after, so it's still fresh in everybody's mind. And as I said, they take the absolute piss out of Mark Zuckerberg, but essentially what they're saying is that Facebook is just, destroying people's lives and don't use it, and social media is more dangerous. But they do it, as I said, in only way South Park can do, and it's genius. I mean, it's one of the funnier episodes I've seen of South Park in a long while, and it's got the coup, which is highly racist, but it's South Park. I mean, this is the thing. People accuse South Park of being racism, but it's not. It's a tongue-in-cheek thing. It's done in a way that's pointing out. I mean, they've got the only black friend in it is called Token, and again, it's a satire, and people don't realise how people don't realise it.
When you create your character, you get to choose the colour of their skin, and it goes from pale white, which is easy mode, and as you scale up, I've obviously gone dead middle because it's medium. But then the hardest is black guy. I was like, really? And it actually says this doesn't affect your combat. It just affects you in every other way, life and all life decisions and things. I'm like, well, okay.
The creators of South Park are some of the most liberal people on the planet. People don't realise it. I mean, people don't see past the vileness and rudeness of South Park to realise that it's actually very clever satire. And they don't see past it a lot of the time. I mean, I've had this argument with a number of people before. South Park is quite clever satire. And people go, no, it's not. It's just dicks and fart jokes and, bouncing poos. I said, yeah, there is that in it. But watch it again and see what it says. It's a bit like Team America. I mean, Team America is fucking genius. Yeah, people don't see the hidden sort of memes in it. It's utter genius. So... yeah, I mean, I want to play this game. I hadn't realised it was out yet, but I might order it on the PlayStation Store because I love South Park. Anyway, we're going to pause the recording here because you might have noticed that one of us has been quiet for quite a long while. That's because he dropped out about 10 minutes ago. So we're going to pause the recording here and kick it back in a second when we get him back.
You're listening to the Monkey Nut Punch podcast.
Okay, we're back. Unfortunately, we're not all back. We've lost. We're one man down, Gareth. We've left a man on the battlefield.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as things happen, the router went down over at G's house. So, the trooper he asked us to carry on and soldier on without him. So, we shall do so. We shall leave a man behind. and we shall continue on. And so, with this in mind, it will probably be a nice short conversation about STD and the problems with Star Trek, because I couldn't give a monkeys. So,
did we have any more gaming news, or did we have a copy of Gareth's gaming news, or is he the only man with the gaming news?
He was the man with the gaming news, and I think we have spoken a bit about it. So, yeah, in summary to what I was just saying about South Park, if you like South Park, yeah, it's like an extended version of an episode, and it's interactive, obviously. So, and if you like RPGs, I think it does the RPG element really well. That's all I can say about it, because I haven't played too much. I've only played 2 hours, and yeah, why not? If you like it, jump in, have a go. Maybe have a look on the internet at some videos and see how it plays. If you like it, go play it. So, should we do the Star Trek gripe?
Yeah, we should, because I'm super pissed. I'm proper pissed off about it. I mean, the first things first is the obvious ending to episode 5. They're bringing back the mirror universe. Now, for your benefit, Nigel, funny enough, every show ever has taken the piss out of, I say take the piss, or more like sort of, had a nod towards a Star Trek episode. Basically, the original series had an episode where there was Kirk and Spock from a mirror universe that were evil, basically, and they both had beards. Right, so if you've ever watched that, there was a South Park episode once where there was a Cartman from the alternate universe who was really, really nice, and he had a beard, which was a nod at Star Trek, right? And and every time you get the comedy shows where they do these evil people from the alternate universe, and they all have beards, it's always a nod to Star Trek. It was a Star Trek thing, right? And that was always like an original series thing. And then DS9 decided to start playing with the mirror universe and come back into it. And basically we got evil versions of most of the characters, but some of them were basically alternative versions of the characters, because they weren't all evil. I mean, Kira's character was proper fucking evil. But a few of the other characters, let's just say, weren't. It was a way of looking at Star Trek characters' evil side without breaking the Star Trek world, if you like. And DS9 played with it. Yeah.
Do they call that canon if they keep to the original? They call it canon, right?
Well, yeah,
and
because
if you don't keep to it and you do alternate, then it's not canon.
Yeah, but they had a thing calling it the mirror universe, and the mirror universe was a way of, as I said, looking at alternative characters. But I never really got on with the DS9 episodes. It never really bothered me. And then when they brought in Enterprise, and Enterprise did it, I was even more bored.
You're talking bollocks.
He's back. Damn, I thought we left him on the battlefield.
No, you didn't. It's my router broke this week, so I had to default back to the one that Virgin provided me with, which is shit, which can't cope.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which literally can't cope. But the annoying thing is that the 45 minutes I would have got before having to hit reset was taken up by Keith trying to sort his fucking headphones. £230 on wireless headphones.
Nothing works. We were just talking about STD, Gareth.
Yeah, STD. Did you talk about the plagiarism?
No, I was gonna.
No. We've just started.
We've just started.
Just was,
talking about the
benefit.
ending.
Can I finish off my gaming news?
Well, we didn't know there was any more.
No, there was more. That was the second story. I started talking about South Park. You guys went off about South Park, and then my internet connection died. And what
this is the second time you've interrupted me talking about Star Trek Discovery.
Yes.
I am going to have my whinge. I am going to have my whinge.
Story. Last one. You're going to be made to wait. Okay. Anyway, so what I was going to say. In the South Park game, they have this great thing. It's a great little Easter egg. If you try to cheat at one point during the game, it will call you out for it. There's a bit where you need a door code to get into a room. Yeah. And if you know the door code beforehand, you'll probably go and type it in. But if you haven't gone upstairs to find the door code, yeah, and it knows if you've done that, it will refer to you as New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. And Cartman will give you shit. for it.
Oh,
which I love the
think,
idea
yeah.
of.
Is that in the second one? Yeah.
That's in the second game. Yeah, the new one
Yeah,
that's just come
because
out.
it's right near the start. You do need a code to get down to the coon's lair, and I went upstairs. I found it, and the code is basically "fuck you, mum." So 307.
Oh yes.
So yeah. If you know that already, I can see why, because you need to actually physically pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
but yeah, not to cheaters.
It is a nice not to cheaters. And another piece of news is that Sony have brought out a mini PS4 controller for kids.
Are they?
And it looks quite nice, actually. Apart from it's missing the trackpad in the center, it's kind of been replaced by a single button. Which probably saves them a lot of cash. Here, hang on a second. Let me send you the. Be careful, because if I send you the link, the video will autoplay. So I think Keith's probably the only safe one out of us.
Oh yeah. I will do my best to.
Okay. So I'll just send you a picture of it. It looks quite nice, actually.
Oh. Yeah.
It kind of.
Yeah. Cool.
It looks a bit Nintendo-ish. I think I'd describe it as.
Yeah, it looks like
if Sony started thinking like Nintendo.
It looks a bit like a Super NES controller in its shape.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like someone stuck the dual analogs in the Super Nintendo controller.
I like it. It's wired, but that's fine. I like it. Yes, it is small,
which will suit you down to a T.
Is this Sony? Do you think this is Sony's response to the Switch selling so well and suddenly thinking, "Oh shit, we're missing out on a market here"?
No, I'll be honest with you. The guy that you don't like, what's his name? Mark Cerny.
The only reason I don't like him is because he's old and he tries to act like a 20-year-old and has weird hairstyles and genuinely freaks me out. He's creepy.
It just comes across as a bit of a hippie.
He's creepy. He's fucking creepy.
He's also a genius.
Yeah.
He also
has a touch of the Weinstein about him.
Oh, fuck off. He's not got no touch about Weinstein about him.
He's creepy. Trust me.
Anyway, when he was building his game Knack, made all the developers play with a controller 1.5 times the same size. Yeah, so he gave them all when you were developing, here you go, because we want kids to play it. So you know what it's like to be a kid holding this controller. He gave them an extra large controller, just so they had a feel of what it was like. And I think this may have been his answer to that because it's come out. This news has come out roughly the same time as Knack 2 got released. So I thought it was interesting. I like it. It looks quite cool.
It does.
Oh, here's a great one.
Strangely, on that article you linked, a lot of people are panning it, going, "Oh, what the fuck's this?" I'm like, dude, just take it what it is, an optional controller.
Yeah.
Why do people need to find fault in everything nowadays?
I'll be frank with you.
Need to complain.
Yeah, Nige. What was it? I'll be frank with you. It's for kids.
Yeah,
it's for kids. It's not for you. It's that's what it is. It's for children
and people with very small hands like Trump.
Yes. That might be why they brought it out. Trump was complaining he couldn't play Call of Duty. I need to get the controller out before Call of Duty comes out so I can play it.
He needs to get his nukes ready.
Did you see? I'm sorry, I've got it. Did you see that interview with Trump last week about where they questioned him about his so-called being insensitive to a phone call thing? I mean, the media obviously caught him out, but the way he went, no, I didn't say it. It's almost crying. It's funny. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's hilarious. Seriously.
I don't know because I'm getting a bit. I'm sick of the fucking media's reaction to Trump.
No, I know, but this.
Oh my god, Trump took a dump today.
Look, I'm not commenting on what he may or may not have said. I'm just commenting on the interview afterwards where he was caught out, and he looked like he had. It was a very childish tantrum, and unfortunately, look, he might have been caught out, but it is funny. It's funny.
Okay, I didn't see it, and I don't know.
God, who fucking brought up Trump? They should be shot.
He brought up Trump. He brought up Trump during.
I didn't bring up Trump.
We were just you brought up. No, we brought up his. We brought out small hands, which is different. It was just funny.
Anyway.
He has got small hands,
Yeah, he's got
verifiably.
incredibly
Anyway,
small hands. I'm surprised he can golf.
All right.
Anyway,
there was a game that was released called Cuphead, yeah? And a guy called, I think his name's Dean Ashi or whatever, from VentureBeats played it, yeah? For 26 minutes. And he played it appallingly. I'm sure we've covered this, but
oh yes,
because he played it appallingly, it's now been labelled ableist and racist. Because the games media likes to protect itself. No, hang on a second. Because the games media likes to protect itself, yeah, and its employees at the expense of its readership and its profitability and its own influence, yeah, it's come out and said this game is ableist because people who aren't good enough to play the game, yeah, can't play the game. But they forget the idea of games are that it's a challenge, yeah.
yeah.
So I know for a fact that my nan, she couldn't fucking play it because she found it too fucking hard. Cuphead. It's a beautiful game. It really is. They've got like 1950s animation style. It looks like Disney. Yeah, it genuinely looks brilliant. Yeah,
right.
And that's why it's been called racist. Oh, it's
because
got
because
it's got that 1950s kind of style to it. So therefore, it must be racist. And I'm like,
is it because
fuck
yeah, apparently every animation in the 1950s was racist? Dumbo, that's the one they're playing at. The crows in Dumbo were played by were all some would argue stereotypes of black men.
Weren't they played by jazz singers or
yes,
stuff?
They were
actual black people.
It was the time. It was the times. And yeah, I mean, evidently it was racist.
Yeah, even
though in the 1950s black people weren't allowed on the same fucking buses as white people, yet they were featured in one of the biggest cartoons of the era. But that's the PC Brigade don't like to remember that bit because that would affect their argument.
But I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's just a fucking smokescreen to cover up for the fucking useless nature of this game's journalist. Because if the game's journo can't fucking play a game, yeah? If he can't play a game, he can't fucking review a game, can he?
No.
Yeah? It's that simple.
It was called Cuphead, was it?
Yes, Cuphead.
It's
a fantastic looking game.
It's a beautiful looking game. I know what you're talking
really
about.
is.
I've seen some screenshots of it, so it is a beautiful looking game.
Oh yes, I see. Yeah. Very, very 1950s style.
Yeah, it's great. The effort's gone into that. Apparently, every single one of the assets in it all hand drawn. They're all hand drawn and scanned, and that's how they did it to make it look like that, which is fantastic.
So
and it does look like you're playing one of those old cartoons.
So,
but this is the funny thing. Jim Sterling did. I can't remember what he fucking called it. He dresses up as some fucking French ponce and tried to make out that people saying that games need to have a level of challenge is a bad thing. To which I go, you're a tosspot, Jim Sterling, for saying that.
So
big fat tosspot, actually.
What Jim was saying that games need to have.
No, he was saying that games. He was defending this position. Let's make it easy for you. He was defending the racist ableist position.
Because that's the PC thing to do.
Yep. And because he's part of the Games Journo crowd, even though he says he's not, he still wants to fucking defend them. Even though all his friends who do review things that he knows of can fucking play this game and can play games. But hey. And on another note, we've got Sony. Apparently, Sony are going to publish an indie title for the Nintendo Switch.
Ooh,
are they?
Yeah. So Nintendo, it's the title, the subtitle for this, the byline, sorry, is "Hell has finally frozen over." There's a game called Tiny Metal, and it was shown at PAX West, and it's an indie title from an indie game developer called Area 35, and they're gonna release it. And it's just really weird thinking of the fact that you got this indie title and they're going through Sony to publish something on the Nintendo Switch. which is mad.
But that's
And I think
that's a good sign for the Switch, though. I mean,
it is a good sign.
It's been taken serious. Look, I love it, and I mean, I've made no bones about it. I love my Switch. I really do. I genuinely think it's a great gadget, and I genuinely think it's a good console. I'm looking forward to Mario coming out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but it's really fucking. I think it's absolutely fucking bonkers to think that could happen. Anyway, that was a gaming news that took longer than it should do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
now,
you.
so should we go back to where we were? What Keith was talking about?
No, Nigel.
Yes,
no.
yes, we are. No, you've had your bit.
You've
had your bit. We can talk about the Flash.
Nigel's turn now.
No, we can talk about. No, shut up. We can talk about the Flash in a minute. Nigel, I was explaining. I'm taking. I can mute him. You know that. I'm the one that mixes this. I can just mute him.
Keith, I've got the guide track as well. There's a gap in the middle where I lost internet.
There's going to be like two podcasts released. One where Keith's muted throughout the whole podcast, and one where Gareth's muted throughout the whole podcast.
Go on, then. Let's hear you.
Right. I was explaining to Nigel the Mirror Universe and its history throughout Trek, because that's where Star Trek Discovery is going. That's how they're bringing back Giorgio, and God knows, how they're going to do it, but the Mirror Universe is coming back, because the ending of the episode, where the engineer gay dude walks out the bathroom and he's still in the image of the mirror and he smiles or something. It was like, and it just made me groan because I've never really enjoyed the Mirror episodes. It's not to say that everybody else might, but to me that shows a lack of creativity for starters. And the other thing this week was it made history in the fact that they dropped the F-bomb twice, which I have a problem with, because why are they dropping the F-bomb in Trek? I mean, Trek was always a family show, kind of. I mean, even Voyager was watched by kids.
Keith, I don't understand rude or anything. Have you been fucking watching Star Trek Discovery?
No, I know,
Seriously,
I know. It's not
a fucking family-friendly show.
No, but it damn well should be.
Big, long, boring bits with the Klingons where you have to read tons of fucking subtitles. Yeah,
then it's not Star Trek, is it?
I'm barely interested in that. I'm a fucking adult.
I mean, I
would like them talking English.
I agree with you completely. I've been getting the feeling week on week that it's less Star Trek by the minute. This just confirms it. This isn't Star Trek. Star Trek was family-friendly.
Keith, it hasn't been Star Trek from the start. It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's the first thing. Yeah? That's the first thing. Star Trek, whether you liked it or not, did make a bit of sense.
But I suppose I'm annoyed because I started liking it after episode 4, because I quite liked episode 4, and I went into episode 5, I suppose, with a new found sense of, I'm liking the show. Then they dropped the F-bomb, and I just thought, now, I know I swear like a trooper, and this is me saying this. I have a problem with them saying fuck in Star Trek. Why? I mean, why did they say it? I mean, again, swearing for the sense, swearing for the idea of just swearing doesn't work for me. And that seems to be the only reason they put it in there. They go, look at us, we're Star Trek Discovery, we're different from every other show. We say fuck. Why? And then you're going back and doing the Mirror Universe. I mean, I really didn't want to shit upon Star Trek Discovery because that's all we seem to do on this podcast, but it's just wrong. Sorry, but it's wrong.
I told you this was fucking wrong.
Yeah,
Keith, this is nothing I haven't already fucking explained to you. Look, the Mirror Universe might not be a mirror universe. It may be multiple parallel universes, and that drive may not be taking them through the universe, but may be taking them through other universes. They may be popping in and out, and that would explain why the fucking spore drive never fucking existed anywhere else.
Gaz, I agree with you, and that's what I thought at first, but unfortunately, what's his fart? The chief writer went, no, we're doing the Mirror Universe.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can I talk about how they fucking ripped off the tardigrade?
You can, yeah, you might as well.
And
because,
the spore
again,
drive.
the writers have got no damn creativity whatsoever. So, they're, carry on.
Yeah, okay, all right. So, I'm going to call it the tart creature. All right. We've
No,
got this tart creature.
It's a fungus bogeyman maggot thing.
It's a tardigrade.
Fungus bogeyman maggot thing.
Anyway, the tardigrade thing, they, for some reason, can travel through fucking space using these spore things, yeah? Some guy on Steam in 2014 released a game, a point-and-click adventure game, where the main thrust of the story was built around a tardigrade that could travel through space with ease. And it was called Tardigrade. And it was a big blue, man-sized tardigrade like they've got in the fucking thingy. Like they've got in Star Trek Discovery. And the lead character looks like the scientist who runs the project. Yeah? And his boyfriend, because he's gay in the fucking thing, looks like his boyfriend from the thing. And there's a character called Yolanda who looks a bit like fucking Michael Burnham, apart from she's got yellow eyes. And there were some clips that people were showing me. You know the bit where the tardigrade leaves the ship and it kind of folds space and disappears?
Yeah.
Yeah? They showed a clip of that, but the difference was the tardigrade caught the guy outside in space and dragged him out in space to safety. Yeah, and then there was a bit where Burnham's in the tube and she's freaking out, and there's a bit in the game where the person's freaking out. So they've even lifted visual elements from it, not just the conceptual elements from it. Yeah, because I'll be honest with you, I thought they were ripping off June with the space worms and the spice and the what do you call it? The Navigators Guild. Yeah, I thought it was something along those lines. I thought, they've got a dumbed down version of it. All right, I can accept a dumbed down version of it. Yeah, but it still doesn't explain how they fucking travel through space like that, because it's got to be a fucking energy requirement or something,
Well,
or opening
Hollywood.
a breach.
It's your Hollywood
They
magic
think science is magic.
again. Yeah. I mean, how dare they touch Star Trek with this? I mean, because this is just not Trek. I'm sorry, but it's just not. It's not. I mean, all they've done is put a logo, use the Starfleet logo and mention the Federation every now and then. But beyond that, it isn't. This is just generic. You're trying to do gritty sci-fi and you're not as good. You're hardly the Expanse. That is a good sci-fi show. You're not even Dark Matter, and this is me saying it.
Have you fucking watched Dark Matter?
Yeah, I'm taking the piss out of you slightly.
Dark Matter's great.
Yes, it is great. And that's what I'm pissed they've cancelled it now as well. Fuck you for letting me get into it, and then the bastards cancelled it.
I've been saying last 3 years to fucking watch it. If you'd have watched it, it may be still around.
I mean, it's not even Battlestar Galactica, and it's like, if you're going to do a new Trek show, do Trek. Do Trek. Yeah, do a serialized story, but do Trek. Don't do something that's trying to be the Expanse, that's somehow 33 times removed, got Star Trek as a parent somewhere in the distant past kind of thing, because that's what this feels like. It's not Star Trek. And the Klingons don't look like Klingons. You have to fucking sit there and read the bloody subtitles. And if you have learning difficulties or any kind of reading thing or any kind of thing around that, it's even more annoying. It annoys the fuck out of me that I'm having to sit there reading the bloody subtitles. And I have to rewatch those scenes 4 times just to see what else is going on in the fucking scene. And it seems to make mistakes that have been made so many times before by so many people and people have since learned from them, that, doing extensive scenes in different languages doesn't really work. It stops the pace. It breaks the flow of the show. And you can do clever ways. You can let the audience know that they're not talking in English, even though they are. There are numerous ways of doing it. I mean, I always loved the way Red October did it, where the opening scenes, they're talking in Russian and you're reading it, but they go into this scene where Harry from Spooks, funny enough, was in this.
Yes, and he gets killed.
He sits with Sean Connery's character, and he starts talking in Russian and then breaks into English, and you know exactly what's going on. You know that they're still talking Russian, but for the ease of the person watching the film, they talk in English.
Or they could do what they did in Hello, Hello.
Yeah.
Where they all talk in accents. And the French accents are people talking in French, and the German accents are people talking in German.
Hello is just genius. It annoys me because I was really looking forward to this. When you heard Fuller was behind it, and you think, all this could be good, and they were going to do a serialized show, and they had all this acting cred in it, Jason Isaacs, and all these people that you thought, that's some good, good cred in there. And this is what we get. And I'm sorry, but it's really annoyed me in episode 5. It really has. And it was just, and now we're doing the mirror universe. Why? No.
Because they're pretty fucking short on ideas. I gotta come up with a fucking Star Trek series for them. I could come up with a really good Star Trek series.
Well, Fuller wanted to do loads of different things, a bit like American Horror Story, didn't he? He wanted to do
No, he didn't want to do that. That's the other guy. The one responsible for the Wrath of Khan, Nicholas Meyer.
Was it?
Yes, it's Nicholas Meyer. Do that.
Nicholas Meyer's name was meant to be in this as well. This is not Nicholas Meyer's work. He made the best goddamn Star Trek film ever. And probably my second favourite as well, which is Undiscovered Country. I love that one as well, and that was Nicholas Meyer. I think they paid him to put his name on this, but he's had no creativity in this whatsoever.
No.
I mean, the only thing that you can say about Discovery is it looks good. The effects and the general thing it looks awesome. The production is good. The writing is piss poor, and it's not Trek. I'm sorry, but I've done your 4-episode rule. After that 4th episode, I thought, oh, and then they just punched me in the face with episode 5, and yeah, fuck you. Yeah, that's all I can say. Sorry, I've had my moan. I've released now.
Okay. The Expanse books are really good.
Yes, I'll tell you one thing that I have really, really enjoyed though, and I don't know why I haven't talked about it. Have you been watching Red Dwarf?
Yes.
I love these first 3 episodes. I think they've been brilliant.
Yes, they've. Hang on a second. First 3. I thought I'd seen 2.
Oh, I've seen 3. I've seen the first 3. So I've seen the first, the second one, which is the one where they all turned into Crichtons, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
And what was the first one? Because I watched them yesterday, and now I've just had a complete mind freeze. The third one is where they are with the Hitler robots, and
that was the first one.
Was that the first one?
That was the very first one where they go to the research base where they're trying to cure evil.
Yeah.
And it turns around that the one person who was supposed to be the doctor turns out to be the evil one, and the androids were the doctors looking after him. But
the third one's about they're on a ship and criticism is banned. It's got Johnny Vegas as a pink policeman that arrests people for criticizing, and that's also very funny because Rimmer tries to have all the criticism sucked out of him, and he births this evil creature thing. It's brilliant. I've enjoyed this more than any of the last lot. The Crichton episode with the robot league was just genius.
Yeah, it was. I did think that was really good. The what was the one with the Hitler android?
That
where Hitler he's playing guitar with Hitler, and they come into the room and goes, "Were you jamming with Hitler?" Because Hitler turns around and goes to him. He's like, kind of, "Oh, I play guitar." He goes, "Oh, I play guitar too," like that. And he's like, kind of, "Oh, we should have a jam." And he's like, "Yeah," because you don't want to jam with me. Because it goes, no, it's fine. Because you don't want to jam with me because I'm Hitler. It's like, no, it's because my guitar's in the fucking spaceship.
You do one little thing, you kill a few people, and everybody knows that you'll forget.
Yes, I love that. That bit made me laugh. It's just the way they all walk in. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? who plays guitar with Hitler.
It feels
That
like
was
Old
funny.
Dwarf. It feels like Old Dwarf. The jokes in it are fresh, but it feels like Old Dwarf. And I've been watching these and going, I'm not seeing how old the cast are looking. I'm just loving it. It's making me piss myself laughing.
It is probably the best one since the original run stopped.
Yeah.
The best series so far, as long as it keeps the same level. Because last season, the best one was probably the one with the cat, the polymorph.
Yes.
The polymorph impregnates a cat.
Yes.
And then he gives birth, and they've got like a thing full of like kittens and rodents and stuff. There's a bunny wearing a top hat. Oh, there's a hamster on a bicycle.
But I love the way at the end the cat is a psychopath and he keeps swapping between the sides. Then he convinces the actual psychopath to give him the gun, and then he just shoots him and walks away, and the episode just ends there. He's just like, that was genius.
Yeah,
it's a bit dark, but in a very funny way. Because you know a split second after that scene that the director shall cut, Danny George-Jones pissed himself laughing. Because he's that kind of guy. I mean, I met him last year at a convention thing, and he's a lovely bloke. He really is. He's one of the nicest blokes. You know, when you go to these things and they say, don't meet your heroes. And I said, what's his face was there? What's the Ewok dude? I'm going to be on PC.
Davis.
Warwick Davis. Yeah, he was a miserable little sod. And, so was Sylvester McCoy, which really pissed me off.
Sylvester McCoy, I met him and he was lovely.
Yeah,
I met him, and when I saw him, I turned around and said, look, we went to go and get your photo taken with you this morning, but they cancelled it. Because can we have our photos taken, even though it says quite clearly you can't have photos taken? And he let us take our photos and everything. It was really nice to Dexter and everything. It was probably your face.
No, I wasn't with it. He was rude to my friend who was doing all the queuing up. I couldn't be asked. And he queued up to meet the Red Dwarf cast, and I hadn't realised he was doing that, so I missed out. But Danny George-Jones saw me with it, and I took a picture of my mate with Danny George-Jones, and then he went and queued up with to watch meet Warwick Davis, and Danny George-Jones came over to talk to Warwick Davis, saw me waiting there, and he goes, God, you're queuing up with your mate again? You're going to take his pictures again? He goes, I hope he's paying for you. He goes, and stuff. Anyway, I got talking to him, and then I got a selfie with him and everything. He's a really nice bloke.
He's the only one of the Red Dwarf cast I haven't met.
I'd like to meet Chris Barry, because he makes me laugh as well. In fact, I'd like to meet all of them, but I'm loving Red Dwarf again at the moment. I really am.
It is good. And there you go. There's your consolation prize.
Yes. Right then, go on and let's talk about the Flash. Is everybody now agreeing with me that Iris West is just wrong?
Iris West is the worst person in the Flash now.
Yeah.
Not ever, just in the Flash. For the current series of the Flash, she's categorically horrible.
She irritated me in the first season. I mean, I remember we did when we were the artists formerly known as Gaming Face Punch during those podcasts, I bitched and moaned about Iris in the first series. Something rotten. She irritated the fuck out of me. And then in the second and third, she was okay. But this season, right from the fucking offset, I mean, the first episode, she really irritated me. And then the second episode, I'll let you explain. She's just a bitch.
Yes, she is a bitch. Right. Nige, you watched the first episode, haven't you?
I've seen the first one.
Okay, tell us what you think of Iris West in that first episode.
Well, yeah, she was an utter cow. Yeah, do you know, in last season, she kind of had a reason to be a little bit upset and whatnot, but strangely, she wasn't quite as upset as what I thought she would have been with everything going on with Savitar being prophesied to kill her and everything. However, this season, with Barry gone, the first episode, she starts off a little bit upset and stuff like that, which you'd expect because apparently Barry's been away for 6 months. Almost enough time for her to start to get used to him not being around and no sort of solutions to get him back and stuff. However, when Cisco provided a solution that he could potentially get Barry back, she shot him down immediately. And not only shot him down, she shot down everybody. Literally everybody in the team. She was literally the only person who didn't want Barry back. Didn't want him back.
I couldn't understand it, and they didn't explain it. They didn't even explain why she was like that. And from my point of view, I can't understand why you would be like that.
Yeah.
No.
Considering he's not dead, right? And you're not bringing someone back from dead. He's basically just caught in the Speed Force as a prison. And they needed to replace him with an equal, force, so that it doesn't become unstable like it did before. And so forth. Which, typically, Cisco's the one who comes up with a solution to problems like this. And usually, I think she jumps at the chance to go, yeah, right, let's do it. But when it came to Barry, she was strangely completely different and going, no, we're definitely not doing it. And when she saw them going ahead with the plan without her, and after she's saying, no, don't do it, she was pissed off with everybody with them trying to get him back. And that confused the fuck out of me. And it made me really, really dislike Iris West.
Yeah.
This is the thing is, I don't know if it's in this episode or the previous, the next episode, but in the one of the episodes, I think she pisses off Caitlin to the point that she almost fucking Killer Frost's out. Yeah? Where she goes, and did you see, there's a second episode, she turns around and goes, not now, like that, and she comes back. But she's ghastly. In the second episode, which you haven't seen, you are really going to fucking hate her. I mean, genuinely, this is the one. The first one, I could understand. Maybe she's a bit confused. But writing-wise, I would have had it so she would have been pissed off at Cisco for not saying that he was working on the problem. That would have been my argument. Why didn't you tell us you were working on the problem? Why didn't you tell us you fixed this?
Usually, all of these Arrow Flash universe shows take the time to explain the motivations of the characters. They do. Sometimes you might not always agree with it, but usually you understand where they're coming from emotionally most of the time. Here, you don't get Iris whatsoever, and it really makes you dislike her. I mean, dislike her, not get irritated by her, dislike her.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, she was fucking awful. But you had that. Then the second episode was worse, yeah, because in the second episode you had Kilgore turn up, and he infected someone's car with like a car with loads of like tech in it, and sent it to try and kill the guy. So the Flash diverts him down the road. Turns out that after 6 months, you may have forgotten that there may be roadworks there. So Iris has a go at him because of that, all right? And he turns around and goes, okay, fair enough. And he literally dismantles the entire car, which I found funny. I found genuinely funny, because he gets his car as it's driving along, dismantles it to the point that the driver's just sitting in his seat, and he like bumps the concrete block at the end. So he's like sitting there with the steering wheel, comes at the donk like that, and she has a go at him for it. Yeah?
What?
No, she does more than that. She does more than that. She takes him to couple counselling because of it.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
And then in there, she then eventually throws this tizzy going, you left me, to save the fucking world. I mean, I
didn't do it. Yeah, that's the bit you should have turned around and said, excuse me, yeah, if I hadn't have fucking left you, we wouldn't be having this conversation because the world would have been turned inside fucking out.
Yes.
Wasn't it her who said, go do it?
Yep, she has to go at him for leaving her, even though he had no choice. He has a go. Sorry, he has a go for leaving her. Even though if he hadn't left her, if he hadn't gone into the Speed Force, she, along with every other fucking person, would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure she's one of the people who said, you need to do this. You need to go into the Speed,
Yeah.
And
yeah, hang on a second. And this is the worst thing. No, you were complaining that Barry was miserable and he wasn't very happy and he wasn't very lighthearted and this, that, the other. He's reset. Yeah. He's reset to happy, lovely Barry, which we had before. Yeah, that happy-go-lucky guy. Yeah, and he's great. And the other thing too is that Wally is also showing signs of being really fucking good too. There's one the first episode. It's like kind of, does anyone talk Japanese? And he just turns around and starts talking Japanese to the guy.
Yeah. And then Cisco's like, what?
Yeah, and then there was he did something else in the second episode, didn't he? I can't remember what it was, which showed that he knew what he was doing. Which means that this is what fucking Star Trek Discovery. This is what something back to Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery tells you that Burnham's a good character, and then you see her just fuck up constantly. Yeah, they're not telling you Wally West's a good character. They're showing you Wally West's a good character.
Yeah,
that he's developing. Yeah. And even in, like, they showed you in, like, Legends of Tomorrow, when you've got Citizen Steel and he's fighting all those bad guys, and Wally West just turns up and zip ties all the fuckers up, and he turns around and goes, "You're supposed to leave a couple for me." And he goes, "Sorry." And then just disappears.
Yeah, you make, what are you like? But I don't know what the writers are thinking about with Iris, because you just, you don't like her. All three of us agree, for once, on this. Then there must be, if all three of us are agreeing, and we always have different opinions about everything, if all three of us are agreeing, right, that has got to be a sign.
See, one thing I really, really did like about that first episode was, Barry's doing his strange, markings on the walls and stuff like that, his hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
When Cisco translated it, and it was, "This house is bitchin'."
That's a meaning.
Yes, I like that.
That's a meaning.
It's not the meaning, but that was the translation Cisco came up with, and that was funny.
It's the bit where he comes back. It's the bit where he comes back to normal. It goes, "Does this mean anything to you? This house is bitching." No. Okay. Clearly, it didn't fucking work. Then maybe it was something secret, but it doesn't.
All that shit he was writing, and "This house is bitching," that's something to do with the overriding arc of the entire series. I have it to do with the new bad guy.
I like the new bad guy. I don't think he's in the same fucking timeline as them, though.
No, you could be right. Certainly has future tech, doesn't he?
Yes, and they've got that holographic display like they've got in the Time Vault, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
Oh, yes, they show him at the end of the episode, don't they?
Yeah,
he's not in episode 2, but he's
in episode 2.
Where?
He's at the end of episode 2. He turns around and goes, "We found one of the 12 that we're looking for."
Oh my god, I didn't have that. Have they cut the episode I was watching the other day legally on TV? Have they cut that down somehow? The bastards.
They may have done to thought you. Anyway, the most egregious thing that Iris West did in the entire fucking episode, which pissed me off to no fucking end, was, "Barry, you're not the Flash." Barry, you're not the Flash.
To Barry?
Yes, because we're the Flash. It's like, no. It goes like this, yeah? If I were to remove you and put you on your own, we couldn't call you the Flash, could we? But if I were to remove Barry and put him on his own, I could call him the Flash.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. Let me think about something.
Who's got fucking superpowers?
Right at the start, before anyone else knew about Barry's powers and stuff, Barry was the Flash. Over the time has passed, the team has accumulated.
Yeah. In the pecking order, yeah, you're right. Iris is still way down there. Cisco should be in charge, not freaking Iris. Where did she come from? She didn't even know for an entire season. It was fucking obvious.
Yeah. It was, between Cisco and Caitlin. If anyone should be in charge, it should be fucking Joe. Yeah? You should because we like Joe. Joe's nice.
Yeah, he's alright, actually. Level-headed policeman. Yeah. Well, goes with the job.
Because plus he's the older one too, so it's easier for them to take orders from someone who's older. But this is because I like Joe. But she's so fucking egregious. I can't. I'm sorry. They have to change her fucking sharpish because she
I agree with
needs to go. Otherwise, because at the moment we've got certain things put back the way they are. The thing I'm looking at the moment is I'm looking at Wally, and Wally looks like he's turning into a full-blown superhero, but he's sitting in the shadow of Barry, which means he might need to fuck off somewhere. The Arrow team could really use him.
I think he's turning up in Legends at some point.
Good.
I'm sure I saw that somewhere. I think he's turning
because
up
I like what they've done with the character, because the character feels more like he can cope, if that makes sense. Before, he was felt a bit. They had him portrayed as a bit hothead and this, that, and the other. Now he's like he knows what that 6 months without Barry gives him the impression that he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
So I like that. But Legends, I have to say, my favourite first episode this season was the Legends one. Oh, shut up, you tart! Right? Have you seen the Legends one, Nige?
Not seen any Legends of any series.
It starts
I
off.
plan to at some point watch it, but
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
It starts off. They've all been disbanded because of the time quake or whatever they did, fucking up time. So, but Buzz, fucking Rip, it's fucking Buzz. Buzz Lightyear turns up. Rip Hunter turns up and says, "Look, guys, we don't need you anymore. I've got this time agency I've been working on for the last 5 years, but we only need 5 minutes. Well, that technically been 5 years from my perspective, and they'll handle it. And they kind of clean everything up really quickly and really easily, which makes them look quite impressive. And then it cuts to them with normal jobs, and they're really fucking hating it. You've got Sarah Lance. She's working in some shower fucking store. And she's playing around. It's great because she's playing around with some kitchen knives and she's like lobbing them from one side to the other. And the manager comes over and goes, "Look, this is not a circus." He goes, "Do you like your job?" And he's like being really mean and horrible to her. And then you've got Ray, who's working in Silicon Valley for some twat who's made a carbon copy of Tinder, but it swipes up. I love that joke. Yeah, but this one swipes up rather than that because it's more natural to swipe up rather than left and right. Which is quite good. And then you've got Rory, who's living in Aruba, just getting pissed constantly and apparently collecting lots of STDs. And then you've got all these things going on, and they're all bored, basically. Apart from Rory, who's clearly committing small crimes and stuff and living quite a happy life. And then one day, Julius Caesar turns up on the beach where Rory is. And he's like, "Who the hell are you?" Like that, because I'm Julius Caesar, blah, blah, blah. And he's talking English and everything. And he's like, kind of, okay. And beats the crap out of him. Beats the crap out of him. Stores him in this room. And he turns around and goes, "No, Hunt, Rip was talking about the things being displaced from time, anachronisms or mechanisms or whatever he called it." He goes, "I found one like that." And then they're like, kind of, no, you've not got one. So then they decide to go and steal the right Wave Rider to get him back. And they just fuck everything up. And it's really fun to watch them screw everything up. And I kind of like that aspect. And Rip just describes them as a chainsaw. And it goes, "We are the scalpels. We go in there, we neatly tidy everything up. But you guys are like a fucking chainsaw." And I think that's the perfect balance. I quite like that idea. That they're the screw-ups. It makes them more human.
I like the idea. I just didn't understand where it makes Rip Hunter an absolute cunt.
No, he's not, because at the end he said, he said, "Let them have it, we'll need a chainsaw at one point."
Yeah, but it's the way he disbands them after 6 months. I mean, he was the one that recruited them in the first place, ripped them out of their lives, made them help him save his family, right? And then in the second season, they save him. They broke time to save him. And then he just comes back like, a really ungrateful twat and disbands them. It makes him a twat.
Yeah, but
it really does make him an absolute twat.
Hang on a second. You have to remember that 5 years has passed from him. Yeah.
Doesn't excuse the fact that he's a twat. I mean, it does.
But he changed his mind.
Yeah. Making him a twat.
You can make a mistake. You can make mistakes. And he changed his mind. And I like the fact that he changed his mind. I enjoyed it the most out of all of them. I felt that I could watch that one without having to know too much about what went on previously.
Oh, yeah,
because all it said... Yeah?
I agree with you there. It's a reset. But if you do know anything about it, it makes Rip Hunter a twat. It does.
I enjoyed it. Fuck you. And I enjoyed the second one with Billy fucking Zane as...
Oh, I loved Billy Zane. I loved Billy Zane in this. He was brilliant.
I didn't like the whole clown routine at the end, but I did like the fact that Rory was scared of clowns.
Yes.
Yeah. If they had that last season with the ninja things, where he was going on about ninjas, and he's like, it's going to be fucking ninjas out here like that. And then he gets attacked by ninjas, but no one fucking sees that he was attacked by ninjas, apart from at the end he's dressed up as one. But the thing with that kind of clowns, I fucking hate clowns like that, and he's running away.
That was funny. I liked the second episode a lot more. I agree with you there. Supergirl, that's a bit boring, isn't it? In fact,
I watched that first one.
Irritating. Kara is just irritating.
It's almost like they took the same attitude that Barry Allen had
at the beginning of the third
and
series.
placed it onto Supergirl because she lost someone.
Yeah.
It's just
And treated everybody else with utter disdain.
yeah. And
Why
again,
is that the go-to emotion that they write?
I don't
Why?
know.
It's obviously not going to be the same emotion for everybody. Some people will be like, "Oh God, you're treating you're carrying on regardless, and you're getting on with things, blah 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 blah." But then she's not. They've wrote her exactly the same as they wrote Barry Allen, the way he was an utter dick to everybody.
I have
he
to.
was.
Hang on a second, Nigel. I have to admit that version of Kara, where she talks about being an alien and not being human, is probably closer to the comic books than what we've seen before. Because in the comic books, she has trouble fitting in because she's not human and she doesn't think like everyone else. And because she wasn't brought up as a child in the comic books, she wasn't brought up as a child. She was like 18 or 20 when she kind of came out of her escape pod. Yeah, she found it hard because the society that she grew up in was fucking completely different to the ones that she's in. Yeah, and it really screws with her. So I think that part of that is that. But I would have preferred it if she would have been overly enthusiastic, yeah, and she would have been overly happy, and she would have been overly committed to doing everything. And then at the end of the episode, she just fucking breaks down and cries. Yeah. I would have preferred that. I think it would have been the case that she's just trying too hard at everything, and then she just breaks down into tears. Because I think I would have accepted that over Mopey. Because that would have been one that would have been different, and it would have been more entertaining, and it would have grabbed you by the, really pulled at the fucking heartstrings for that. Because you would have seen her, and you've gone, oh, yeah, and in the case, she fucked something up there, but she still solved it, and blah blah blah. And then you saw her burst into tears after doing all these wonderful things for people, and trying to make everyone around her happy. And then she just fucking burst into tears. You would have just gone, oh, I'll give you a hug.
Yeah,
but you're right. They did take it. As I say, she took it down the old Moody Barry route.
And she carried on being a cow in the second one as well, really.
Did she?
Yeah, she does. The second episode is... Supergirl was alright, the second season of Supergirl. I mean, there were moments, but it was okay. It was watchable. But this so far is, it's not the first season, but it's not good.
Mm.
And pissing me off again.
Yeah. I still don't know why fucking Jimmy Olsen is in charge of fucking Catco. I'm just going to pick
Well, he's not anymore, is he?
Oh, is he been fired by...
No.
Luther?
Well, she's
Lana Luther bought it, didn't she?
Yeah, she's bought it and she's running it.
But she's got her own fucking company to run.
Oh, she's left that to the new to be baddie, who seems to be really nice at the moment. So the stereotypical thing, because she thinks she has powers, but she can't really summon them. So something really bad's going to happen to her, like her daughter's probably going to get killed.
They showed that woman, didn't they? Who suddenly has the grip strength.
I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name in the comics,
Island.
but she's in the comics. She's a baddie. She was sent. She is the baby that you see at the end of Supergirl season 2, being sent from Krypton. And she is a character from the comics who I can't fucking remember. But she's a baddie. But at the moment, she's a goodie. So it sounds like they're setting up for the cliche: daughter gets killed, discovers powers, becomes a bad guy routine.
Okay.
That's what it feels like it's going to happen. And is she good? Is she bad? Lana Luther's story is just going to continue throughout the entire season.
Fucking Merlin.
Yeah, I know.
She's got fucking Morgana Le Fay from Merlin, and she's re-fucking doing that. And
that
she'll be turning
has
the camera going...
2 acting facial features: evil smile and cheesy smile. And that's all she ever did. By the end of the 3rd season of Merlin, and she kept getting away. Every time she got away, you got that fucking smile. You just wanted to slap it. And I'm advocating slapping women, but it was like, when are they going to kill her off? For fuck's sake! Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, she irritates the fuck out of me. She does. It really does. But yes, anyway, Supergirl isn't great. I've seen the first episode of Arrow. I haven't seen the second episode yet.
I've seen the first and second episode of Arrow. That opening stunt where he comes flying out of the water, that looked fucking brilliant. And I can see why they put that in the title sequence, because that is a really
I've heard
good
about
fucking
they've
sequence.
got a new title sequence, and they show all of the logos for all of the superheroes in it, indicating that season 6 is going to be more of a ensemble piece rather than just the Arrow.
You've got Diggle, who, after being blown up on Lian Yu, because he looked like he got fucking blown up on Lian Yu, is gun shy now.
Yeah.
And they've called him out on his gun shyness. You've got, what's it? They killed off the Sprog's wife. He has a showdown with the Russians. I can't remember his name. He played the guy in Stargate Atlantis, Rodney's rival.
Yeah.
He was a Russian in that too. There's a showdown with him. They release the identity to the papers, because you see that in the Flash on the table where Barry picks it up and turns around and goes, Oliver Queen is the Green Arrow. Goes, what the fuck happened there?
You see that at the end of the first episode. That's tidbit for the second episode. Yeah.
Mm.
And thank you for just clearing up who the Russian dude is in where I'd seen him before, and it was been irritating me 4 months. He was the guy in Stargate Atlantis. I only just realised that.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you for that, Gareth. You've solved a mystery that's been bugging me for years.
Okay, good. I'm happy for you.
That's been bugging me. Yeah, the Arrow. It's going to be interesting, but they're doing flashbacks still. But they're flashbacking to the island. They're doing that. Are they doing that in the second episode as well? Are they still doing flashbacks, but just flashbacks to what happened 6 months ago?
I think they did. I can't remember. I really genuinely can't remember. All I remember is just him and the Russian, and he was just chasing people down to try and get the Russian guy. It was an okay episode.
Didn't it sort of finish off with him handing the mantle to Diggle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who
I knew that,
can't fire a gun, but if he can pull an arrow bow, it might be better.
Yeah. I mean... Arrow, I watch Arrow. It's still my second favourite, but the first episode was good. But
the first episode was good. Yeah, I think that the start is. I enjoyed the Legends of Tomorrow one.
See, I love Legends season 2. I haven't felt the same love for it yet, but it doesn't mean
it hasn't had those moments, because one of my favourite moments is the bit where that you have the bad guy's perspective and they have to lock the Black Flash in the fucking vault.
Yes, I love that.
That was a great one. You had the fucking Black Flash, and it was like kind of this thing's fucking terrifying. And then when it turned up and killed him at the end, you were like, "Oh, well done." And then they killed him off the end of Flash. They should have just kept that fucking thing going. It was a special effect after all. It wasn't a personal.
But it's going to be him in the disguise of Harry. They've released a photo from set was released with Harry in the Reverse Flash costume. So Harry's obviously coming back, but it might be go on.
I heard a rumor that they're doing a Reverse Flash, but from a universe where the Nazis win. But the Reverse Flash isn't Eobard Thawne, it's Barry Allen, but a Nazi version of Barry Allen with an SS on his thing rather than a single lightning bolt.
That's quite cool. But I have seen a picture of what's his face back in the suit. So the guy that plays Harry Wells. So I know that's coming.
Oh, right, okay.
And don't know what I know they've released something, and I haven't read it yet. What the big crossover is this year, because that's coming soon.
It's Constantine.
Yes,
Constantine's coming back for the crossover.
I quite liked. I never watched Constantine, but I saw him in the Arrow and really liked it.
The TV show was good. It definitely wasn't a fucking CW thing. It definitely wasn't a CW thing. It was a bit more. It was more in line with Lucifer than Lucifer than
fair
than with the thing. But Yeah, the rumours are they're going to get him for the crossover, and they've got some magical beastie they have to fight.
Fair enough.
Which I like the idea of, because I did like that Constantine character.
Yeah, I liked him in the Arrow episode. It was good.
Yeah, because Constantine's supposed to be David. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be Sting. That's who he is. That's really who Constantine's based on. He's a supernatural version of Sting. And I'm not talking about the wrestler. But yeah, that was good. Yeah, there was something else I wanted to talk about. And I can't fucking remember what it was. I've been taking notes and stuff all week. Go on.
Are we going to have another one of those things where we forgot to talk about Harvey Weinstein? I have to put in a clever sound effect because it's a bugger to cut. You know that.
Do you know what? Let's talk about Harvey Weinstein and his winky. Harvey Weinstein is little.
Didn't you?
Yeah,
you did that last week, but you missed it because Harvey Weinstein. Oh my God!
We predicted last week that it was the tip of an iceberg, didn't we? And oh look, lo and behold,
it's fucking pieces. There are pieces that are coming out from other fucking areas, like fucking games journos as well, who are editors, and the person in charge of NeoGaf. He's been accused of it too. So it's like everything is literally crawling all out the woodworks. Now, the first thing I want to say, is if you've been sexually assaulted by anyone, don't do what I did when Keith did it to me. Go to the police.
Yes, this is the thing, right? I'm going to be really un-PC here, but I want to say this, and I don't care how un-PC it might sound.
Oh, and I don't give a shit about PC.
No, you're right. I'm going to say this because all these people this week have been having a go at the people that are saying, "What if Harvey Weinstein did?" And it's alleged, right? He did, right? I'm not saying he didn't. It's obvious he did. It's a bit like Cosby, but there were so many of these women, and none of them came forward, and there are people genuinely asking questions of why did you never come forward? And there are all these bloody actors and actresses on television going, they were terrified and they're defending them. Right, look, they might have been terrified. And what happened to them was just 1,000,000% wrong. But you are slightly culpable because you didn't report it. You allowed it to happen to somebody else. And I don't care how terrified you were slightly culpable. And it might be wrong to say this, but you are, because you didn't report it. You allowed him to continue. And this Rose McGowan woman that's accusing Weinstein of raping, she's not doing herself any favours. The way she attacked Corden this week on Twitter, she is sounding deranged. And if she is the poster child for this, she's not doing a very good job. And there's something about the way she is acting, on the way she is jumping on everybody and jumping down everybody. If you're this empowered, where the fuck were you when it happened? You know, there's something else for her. This almost seems a bit. I don't know if this is slightly publicising herself, and I'm sure there's going to be 1,000,000 people shouting and screaming at me now. But the way she's acting, this doesn't feel right. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And I know I'm a man, and, you know, therefore I can't possibly understand and blah, 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 because this is what I've also heard this week on the thing. But I don't care. If you didn't report this, look, you are slightly responsible.
Keith, I'm going to be honest with you, yeah? I know you. When it comes to being a man, yeah, you're a fucking child. It's got nothing to do with you're a man. It's got everything to do with you're a fucking child. But yeah, look, I'll be honest with you. Twitter isn't what do you call it? Twitter isn't the police. Yeah, don't go to fucking Twitter to make an allegation, okay? Because all you're doing is you're just stirring up. And this is the weird thing. If you can just find one person in that group, okay, who, how can I put it, is bullshitting, yeah, you can use that as leverage to undo everything. Yeah, which is bad. So leave it to pass it to the police, pass it to the prosecutors, get them to fucking deal with it, yeah? Seriously, if this happens, that's the reason we have the fucking law, yeah? We don't need fucking courses or anything on this, that, and the other. We need you to follow through, yeah? If you're a friend of someone who this has happened to, for fuck's sake, please follow through. Yeah, just make sure that these things are brought to it. Apparently, he beat the shit out of his driver because a prostitute didn't turn up. This is Harvey Weinstein. Yeah? And that same driver, I don't know if it's the same driver, was with him in Cannes when his gastric band broke. Yeah? And that's why they've given the nickname The Pig. Because he just couldn't stop fucking eating.
I hope they pin something on him and lock him away and throw away the key. Don't get me wrong. I think this man is the pits, and what he's done is utterly wrong. And it is utterly wrong. But but the victims need to take some criticism. I'm sorry, but you do, because you didn't report this. The people are. In order for this to have happened, to the extent that it's happened, people knew about it. I don't care. People knew about it. You know, my parents have friends actor friends, and when Rolf Harris came out, there people went, "Oh, there were rumours, and we heard about this." Well, you never fucking reported it.
Okay, well, there's there's a difference between hearing about things and knowing something's going on. Yeah. You can only really talk about it if you have proof. That's why for Weinstein to be able done something.
For Weinstein to be able to do what he did to the amount of people he did, people knew about it. The victims knew about it. And whereas I don't wish what happened to you on anybody, but I again say this, you are slightly culpable because you didn't report it. It's a fact.
You need to.
The issue, obviously, they were thinking about their careers at the time, and there have been people who have said they refused Weinstein, and because they refused him, they didn't ever get any more work because of the position that he had. He, as soon as he was rejected by one of his women, he then put bad ideas. Well, he badmouthed these women around the industry, so they no longer got work, and that was the fear. So, in one way, they're in a rock and a hard place, right? Aren't they?
I understand that. Nice.
You do it, and then you don't ever get to earn anywhere again because of what Harvey Weinstein said. Who are they going to believe? A producer or somebody who's trying to get a role somewhere? Someone who's just starting out? Who are they going to believe? The only reason why so many people have come out now is because one person kicked it all off and said, "No, I'm not having this. I'm reporting you." And then everyone else has gone, "Oh, well, I might actually not get blacklisted across the industry now because somebody else has come forward."
Yeah, but doesn't it say something about the fucking morals?
Yeah, it does.
Whose morals?
It does.
The actress's morals for keeping fucking quiet.
I said this about Angelina Jolie.
Well, yeah, what can they do?
I said this about Angelina Jolie last week. Gwyneth Paltrow said, "Oh, he did this to me," and then she worked with him 6 times again or something ridiculous. Jolie said he did it to me, and she refused to work with him again. She has got fucking mega money. Why didn't she come forward for a few years ago? It's not like Weinstein could have touched her. I mean, she's powerful. There are many actresses.
Hang on, Keith. You have to remember that she's got quite a powerful dad in Hollywood under the name John Voight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who John Voight is a no shit person.
Who's that, Joe?
Yeah. Angelina Jolie's dad is John Voight. And he's been around. You never heard of him?
Oh, no. Yes, you have. You've seen him. You know who he is.
You've seen him. You have seen him plenty of times, but you never realised. And then you'll go, Voight. Voight. You'll go, I've seen him. He'll be one of these actors that's in like lots of stuff that you've watched, but you've never really kind of remembered. But he's been around for fucking ages.
Well, he played her father in Tomb Raider, and that was the joke because he actually was her father.
Was it fun?
I didn't. Yeah, okay. I didn't even know they were related.
But I mean, look, in some respects, this was the tip of an iceberg. And we said this last week, and this has set the ball rolling. And there's more and more stories of other people that have been accused of this. There is a fear here that some people are going to be accused wrongfully. And what pisses me off about this Rose McGowan thing is she shouted out all of this shit on Twitter. He raped me, blah, 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 blah. Why is she not, instead of writing this on Twitter, instead of tracking James Corden from some possibly ill-informed jokes, but that's a matter of opinion. Instead of calling him a piggy or something, which was really disrespectful, by the way. I mean, you accuse him of being disrespectful by disrespecting him. Instead of being down the police station, filing a complaint and dealing with this, she's mouthing off on Twitter. That doesn't feel right. It just doesn't. Right? If she was raped, which I'm not saying she wasn't, but if she's raped, why, and she's now got the free from the fear of reprisal, why is the first thing you do not going to the police station and saying, this man raped me, I want to file a complaint? Why is she just mouthing off on Twitter? What possible thing can you serve from mouthing off on Twitter? People know what he is now. You don't need to mouth on Twitter. There's all these people that come forward and said, yeah, he did it to me. You don't need to do what you have done to the level that you have done. It doesn't feel right. And that is one particular case. I mean, there are many things, but I also said this last week, and I say this again. There's something incredibly wrong about all these people suddenly putting out statements covering their own backs and protecting their own careers. I commend Christopher Waltz when he was on this morning the other week, and they tried to get his comment on it, and he wouldn't talk about it, because why would you? Just because I'm an actor and I work in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The media are handling, the media handle everything, but the media are fueling something now that could get out of hand. And we have to be careful. Just because somebody's accused of harassment doesn't mean it's harassment. Harassment is a buzzword that everybody likes using now. You look at Anita, what's a fuck? The stupid thing, Sarkeesian. She uses this. She uses harassment. She refuses to accept that men get harassed online, and she uses the word harassment when she's not being harassed. And there are videos to show this. Not that I'm saying that the people that make those videos are any better, because I've got opinions on them. But harassment is a buzzword at the moment. We do have to be careful. I am not saying that this problem isn't rife in Hollywood. It is. Clearly. It's in every industry. But we need to make sure what is real harassment and what is just normal, everyday stuff.
I know what you mean. I find it funny because these people in Hollywood moralizing every fucking chance they get. Like Ben Affleck, moralizing, defends fucking Harvey Weinstein. Also got caught sexually harassing a reporter on fucking the news back in early 2000s.
He grabbed a boob, which was wrong.
On TV. Who
but
did?
Again, he grabbed a
Ben
boob.
Affleck.
But again,
this is the funny thing is, because I know that Hollywood doesn't like Donald Trump, but everything they've accused him of, they've been pretty much fucking doing. I'm just waiting to wait when they find out that someone's being paid by Russia in Hollywood to see how they fucking react. I hate the fact that the media has turned into the church. Yeah, the media has turned into the church. Yeah, especially the news and Hollywood, and that is like kind of, oh, thou shalt not do this and thou shalt not do that, and then they're fucking doing it too. Yeah, for fucking gross hypocrisy. I hate that. Yeah, because I'm an atheist, and that's like fucking really irritating. That dogmatic bullshit that they put across.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And then they get caught with their fucking pants down, and I'm having a good old fucking chuckle at them. Yeah. Next time it's like kind of it's the one that always gets me is the one about global warming. Yeah. Oh, you should only fill your kettle up halfway. I'm just going to bugger off on my Learjet here, just 3,000 miles up the coast because I can, and produce thousands of fucking pounds of fucking carbon dioxide. But you've got to watch yourself. Now, how about you don't fly your fucking Learjet? Don't fly your Learjet. Take a car. Take a 60 mpg car and fucking do it. But that's the thing that gets me.
I'll give one thing to Trump. He could have used this to, bitch slap them, and he hasn't done. Whether he's been advised to just shut up, I don't know. But he hasn't commented on this.
I think that the general rule in situations like this is you keep your job shut until it quiets down.
Yeah,
and then when someone tries to throw something... He is unfucking stoppable, isn't he?
That has never stopped Trump in the past. And you know, your comment there where Hollywood has been tacking for him for months and months and months, and they have, you know, rightfully, wrongfully, doesn't matter what your opinion is. That's what they've been having.
I'm
and
genuinely.
he hasn't come back.
Hang on a second, Keith. I think his fucking aides have kept him away from that news.
Generally,
I genuinely think that they've rigged up fucking Twitter and everything so he doesn't see that shit anymore. Because it's like it's like, Mr. Trump, where's your phone? Is it in your pocket? Give me your phone. No, get off of Twitter. No, you're gonna start a war again. He's an old man. He's just that old man who doesn't give a shit anymore. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got an opinion on Trump, but that's it. I mean, yeah, hey. This, as I said, I think as this continues on, because this shows no sign of stopping, we're going to see more and more people get accused of this. But I advise you, because you look at the case of, where was the DJ here that got accused of?
Oh, David Lee Travis, who really isn't like that at all. No, he wasn't like that at all.
And he was a huggy man, and he might have done things that would now be considered inappropriate, but he was never going home and knocking one out. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, obviously Harvey Weinstein was doing. We have to be careful that there aren't, you know, that people get accused of this don't turn out to be a David Lee Travis. That's what I'm just cancelling. Just because somebody tweets it, just because it comes out in the media, don't always believe it.
But the worry, as we said last time, is they've got a fucking Savile among them. That's the worry.
Yeah.
Is if they've got a fucking Jimmy Savile among them, or maybe two Jimmy Saviles among them, the fallout will be fucking ridiculous. I'm not joking.
No, I agree with you.
Because that stuff is, that's not good.
I do agree with you, but I think, as I said last week, and I say again this week, it is the tip of an iceberg.
Yeah, and we're just going to watch them implode all the way up till Christmas. I can't wait to see the fucking Oscars, because it will turn from fucking Oscars so white to Oscars we're not rapists. That will be the thing. I'm not rapist, honest. That's what.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting awards season this year. It's going to be an interesting one, because let's see how they deal with this.
The long and the short, I think the awards are dying. Every year these awards get less and less viewers.
Yeah, they do, because the Oscars are becoming less. The Oscars are just trying to somehow stay in. I can't say the word relevant, but they're not anymore. They're just not. No. Because some of the films. Relevant. That's what I meant. Relevant, yes. I can't say it properly.
It's got mouthful of cock. That's why Harvey Weinstein's cock.
It's hardly a mouthful, is it? The Oscars aren't anymore. They award these films, and you just look at these films and go, nah. I mean, I think the last time I agreed on the Oscars best film was probably Some Dog Me, and that was a long time ago.
Mm.
And you know, it really, really annoys me that Sylvester Stallone was robbed of an Oscar, and he thoroughly deserved the best supporting actor, and it went to what's his fart for a film that he was in less than 5 minutes, and it was done because he was the in actor.
Mm.
Who was it? Spielberg loves him.
Okay, all right. I can't remember, but I think we should round it up now, because we're starting to waffle on. So, waffle time. Yeah. So it goes. To summarise, this is how it goes. Closing Visceral Games, bad. We don't like it. Yeah. Cuphead, not fucking racist. Bad. Star Trek STD.
Bad.
Star Trek STD. Bad. Harvey Weinstein putting his winky in places that he shouldn't do. Bad.
Iris West.
Bad. And on that note, I think it's time we all say goodbye, guys.
Do it.
Nige?
Do it.
Goodbye.
It's fucking nodding. Keith?
Fuck off.
And fuck off. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for downloading the Monkey Nut Punch podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Monkey Nut Punch. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Monkey Nut Punch.